Hello and welcome to the Inner Gamer On. This is Brett Yanoski.
I'm Austin Morales.
I'm Devin Duree.
Oh, look at that. Just like,
I feel like garbage.
Yeah.
yeah. You look like garbage.
That makes two of us. Oh. Smug mother.
We're about to have an opening at the Inner Gamer.
Yeah.
one of our editor-in-chief met his untimely demise.
Just so you know. Just so you know. Anyway, this is a segment. This is episode 150. And as a result of episode 150, we did a little outreach with our fans, and we asked people to submit questions, and then we were going to pick our favorite 5 questions to talk about on this discussion topic. What's beeping?
I don't know.
Why is it beeping? Okay. Anyway,
Don't
so
ever
we
stop,
had
Brad. Just continue.
we had a I just died. Yeah.
No,
it's gotta feel like
nope.
it's
No, you didn't.
it's gotta feel.
Stop.
You're feeling too much.
Anyway, so it's episode 150, and we have 5 questions that we picked. We had a lot of submissions, but we narrowed down to 5. And of these 5, one person is going to get a free video game priced at $59.99 or less before taxes.
Yes.
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Any system, any game, $60 or less. So let's get started, guys. And before we actually
And
get
if
started,
you choose a bad game, we will make fun of you.
we will make fun of you. indeed.
Restrictions are no EA games. So
Yeah.
sorry.
But
That's
thank
my
you.
that's my
sorry.
stipulation is.
Thank you, everybody, for submitting questions. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you guys listening to us. And as always, just because we're doing a giveaway doesn't mean in the future you can't submit questions. If you have questions for us, throw them in there. We'll talk about them on podcast. We'll
Got
introduce that
something
to
burning
the
that
discussion.
you've been like wanting to hear a discussion on
Yeah.
from the video game industry.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Oh yeah.
We love hearing the feedback. So it's exciting for us to
Even if it is a
talk
topic
about
that we've talked about before, we need to do a little bit further in-depth discussion to it. Let's hear
Yes.
about that as well.
Yeah, so let's jump right in. So our first question here comes from Matt Casey, and he says,
Hey Matt.
the Switch is gaining momentum and getting some great JRPGs like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in a couple weeks, Dragon Quest next year, Project Octopath Traveler at some point, and many more. Do you think we will see Final Fantasy 16 or any other Final Fantasy games come to the Switch? What about other JRPG franchises? What do you think the unique attributes of the Switch would bring to these games? So I'd like to start with Devin on that one, because I
Motion
think you
controls.
have the most contribution for this.
Yeah. Matt, you're absolutely right. There is a huge influx in a lot of not just JRPGs, but just RPGs in general to be played on the Switch. And I think, this console is ripe for having a ton of Final Fantasy ports over to it, whether it's Final Fantasy 16. We could even go and see a remake of Final Fantasy Tactics. We could see the remakes of like Final Fantasy, the American Final Fantasy 2 or the Japanese Final Fantasy 4. It's confusing.
There's a lot. Yeah.
But the JRPG franchises, it almost feels like they were waiting for this console to be made for its mobility and the idea of just being able to play these very fun games no matter where you're at, and on a handheld, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you think about like the 2DS and the 3DS and all
Yeah.
that, like there's a lot of JRPGs on those things that I didn't realize existed until I got my 3DS, and I was like, I mean, Monster Hunter is considered like a JRPG, right? Yeah. So like there's that, and then you have, just games that I never heard of before, and I'm looking through them, I'm like,
you didn't
man,
play
it's
Dragon
a lot of
Quest, did
stuff.
you?
No, I never did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brett.
Yeah.
It's Brett.
I played Skyrim. That had dragons.
That had dragons in it.
Yeah. No, I never
a
did,
dragon.
but I'm really excited for Project Octopath. I think that's gonna be a
that was
great
the one
game.
I can already tell. I'm going to sink way too many hours into that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
You're already done that.
It's gonna be super legit.
You've already done that.
I may have sunk 18 hours into a demo. I don't want to confirm or deny it. I did. I totally did.
Yeah,
I 100% did.
It's kind of weird.
Shut up.
It's fine.
but
I'm okay
Yeah,
with it.
I think this is prime time. Like, with the way the Switch has already picked up momentum this year alone with its launch. Coming into this new year, I am thrilled to see what different companies decide, what THQ wants to do, what Squaresoft, in any of them.
Yeah.
I am thrilled to see what they're going to be doing with.
And plus, you have the Bethesda, all the
RPG.
Bethesda games just starting to
Of
run
course.
over here. So, and you have Resident Evil games. So, there's no reason why Final Fantasy shouldn't jump on board.
So
too.
here's what I want to see. I would love Kingdom Hearts on the Switch.
Ooh.
Better happen. KH3.
I would play that.
Like that needs to come to all the systems. That game doesn't have like a huge intense graphic prowess or whatever. Like I think that would be a great game to have.
The fact
on
that we're
there.
getting Skyrim on the Switch should tell you that
yeah,
we are
totally.
going to be fine if we want to run
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, whatever the hell is between 2 and 3
exactly. Yeah.
on there. So yeah, absolutely. Let's make it happen.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, great question, Matt. We appreciate
Thank you, Matt, very much.
submissions.
Good question,
Awesome.
man.
Next question we have is from Jeff Biggs, and he asks, if you could trade places with any NPC in any game, who would it be and why?
I'll start with you, Brett.
Oh, no, I'm not ready yet.
Oh, okay. I'm not either. Hey, Devin.
Seriously?
No, okay. No,
I'm trying. There's so many good games, though.
So I could actually probably answer to this question. Let me think. So I actually would.
Okay, I got one.
You got one?
Well, not right. Oh, I have to look them up real quick.
Okay.
Make sure I get it. Right.
I think if I could trade places at any NPC. Now this is interesting because like I mean, are you guys thinking more protagonist level? Or are you
He literally says it on the question with any NPC in any game.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got yours?
What do you say?
Easy. Patches from Dark Souls.
Who's that?
I knew it. Oh, I didn't know it was Patrick, but I knew it.
That motherfucker has spanned through every single timeline and universe, so he obviously can't die. So there we go. I'm in.
Okay.
Patches.
It's pretty good. I like
And
that.
Demon Souls, he was Patches the Hyena. And then all the Dark Souls games and even Bloodborne, he was named Patches. And he's in every single game. He's a dick. Do not get me wrong. He's a jerk. But he's in every single one. We had this question screened a while ago. How did you not have something ready?
Huh? Oh, I do. I'm just trying. Wait, no, I got one. So here we go. I said I had to think of his name. So, you guys remember Mass Effect? Well, not you, but Austin remember Mass Effect?
Yes, I remember Mass Effect.
Garrus.
Oh yeah,
Remember Garrus?
Hell yeah,
I got
That's
enough
a
to
good
get
one.
Garrus.
You know
I can afford
Garrus, yeah.
Garrus, yeah.
He was like my favorite character in like almost any game I've ever played. Like I wanted him by my side everywhere I went, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And he was such a cool guy, like really great he was such a good character to have by your side. There was no flaws about him whatsoever.
Yeah.
He was a badass. He worked really hard. He was like such a good person for you. And I was like, this guy is my guy, Garrus. He was with me from start to finish. Like, I don't care if there was other players that were more powerful or whatever. Like, he was the person that was going to be by my side because I trusted him, even though it's like, how do you trust a character that's an NPC? But I trusted him. Like, it was there. They established that for me. So that was mine. Garrus, NPC.
Good choice.
Of the year. Or actually, of like the century, lifetime.
Of my entire life.
So, Austin, what do you got here?
Coming up.
Now you gotta give him
Coming
shit.
up on the rear.
right?
Yeah, give me shit.
You gotta,
Give him
you gotta
shit,
give him
too,
shit.
because he forgot about it.
He's not. He doesn't have
Well,
it.
while he looks at that, I will say there is another one that I've always had a soft spot for. Luigi.
Okay,
I don't know why. I've always been very sympathetic to Luigi. Like, no offense against Mario or anything that happens
Right.
there, but like, man, like Luigi's just always got the shaft. Even in his own game, Luigi's Mansion, he's running around like a scared little child.
right.
And I wanted him to have more like renown.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just been. So I've always liked Luigi. I've had a soft spot for him in
Yeah.
like the entirety of the franchise.
yeah. You know who else I would like to like trade places with? Actually, I would just like when I get older, I want to be him. Is oh shit! Now I'm blanking on his name. Fuck. Okay, this is a terrible. I was thinking Sam in my head. Uncharted. Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think
That's a
he
good
like if
one.
when I get older, like
Great
I would love
NPC
to be
yeah.
love to be Sully because he's such a he's such a cool dude. And he's like, 50, 60 years old or whatever, and he's still climbing shit, keeping up with Nathan Drake, who's like half his age, and like they're just finding treasures, doing their thing, cracking jokes left and right. I mean, such a good guy. Like, I would trade places with him, and everybody loves him. Like, he's like that guy that everybody loves.
He's the kind of guy that you can tell. Like, Sully's the kind of guy that you would meet somewhere in a random bar who's telling amazing stories.
Exactly.
He's the kind of guy that's like, people are buying drinks for him because he's telling amazing stories.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, got it. Vesemir from The Witcher 3.
Oh, man.
I would like to be young Vesemir. I just love that world, and I would love to be a Witcher. Just kind of like be a badass and go kill all the creatures.
Be a Vesemir in his younger days.
Yeah.
Very good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
See, that was worth it. You know, it took a little bit, but we got it. You got it.
Think of it.
That's the hard part.
That game
like,
so
remember
much.
these characters' names. Yeah.
Well, it's not like it's not like it's The Witcher and there's a treasure trove of NPCs and history and lore and
everything.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot, but man, I was trying to think of some characters from like Red Dead Redemption or something like that, but I feel like if I picked any from them or like Grand Theft Auto, that was just as bad because of bad people.
You're just gonna die.
But
in every single one of those games, you're rooting for the bad guy.
Yeah, basically. But anyway, Jeff, thank you for the question. It was really good. That was
way to
cool.
stump these guys.
Heck yeah, for sure. So next question we have comes from Patrick Cruz, and he says gameplay or graphics. It's been discussed many, many times. He has lots of friends on the fence, depending on what you're playing on. Most of his PC friends say graphics, so this would depend on what console and system. But the age-old question, gameplay or graphics?
I am PC, so...
The funny thing about this question is that my mindset has shifted.
I know we're about to have a fight at this table, so go ahead and answer.
Yeah. Okay. So originally, I would have said graphics. Now, to the point, that can be true. But when it comes down to it now, I'm more on the gameplay side because of games like Golf Story and Stardew Valley and Project Octopath Traveler and these games that, they have an art style that isn't all about in a way they are fantastic graphics, but when you talk graphics, you're thinking like, how realistic does this look to life? But games don't have to fall under that. AAA games fall under that category now, but all these indie games have made these stylistic choices like Cuphead and freaking all these things that their art style is
Cuphead,
beautiful in its own way. Yeah, Owlboy, Braid, and what was that game?
Inside, Limbo.
Inside, exactly. Like all those games, they don't have amazing, mind-blowing graphics, but they are so pretty to look at. So in that mindset, like gameplay for me is definitely where I kind of fall under. And story.
Well put, Brett. Well put. Oh, you want me to go next? Okay. So there's nothing like going into a game and looking out into this field or scenery of any kind. I'll go with The Witcher 3. When you first get going on the mission and you're talking to Vesemir after a campfire, you have a bad dream, and you just start the game, and you look out, and it's just fucking phenomenal 4K graphics, semi-realistic. It's kind of stylized too.
This guy is 4K over here.
It's just there's nothing greater than that.
What about Real Sunset?
But no, it's not as beautiful. It's a real sunset.
Real sunsets are bullshit.
But at the end of the day, it falls back on the gameplay. If you can't go around the world and have fun doing that, fighting and looting and whatever, it's just those 2 seconds of looking out in this vast 4K world is meaningless. So
right
there it is.
What do you say? Oh, I know your answer, but yeah,
duh.
Graphics of it.
I don't have a PC. I don't have a 4K TV, but yeah, graphics. No, it's always been about gameplay. It's the whole reason you come to the video games in the first place is to play a game.
Yeah,
and it's got to be a game of substance. I don't care how pretty it looks. It's got to have gameplay, and it's got to have something that draws you in and keeps you playing. So, like we've all kind of said here at this table, gameplay or graphics are important to a point. And I think that we need to shift the question away from graphics or gameplay, and I think it needs to be aesthetics versus gameplay, because different games have different art styles now, and you can think of a simple game like Thomas Was Alone. It's a square block platforming
Right.
in a very two-dimensional world. Very simple art style, but told an amazing story through a great narrative.
Yeah.
All about like depression and loneliness, and you're like, this is I'm making a block jump through a square hole.
Yeah.
Why am I having feelings right now? That's what's beautiful about this industry is using these tools of gameplay to tell great stories and evoke very serious emotions. So it's always got to be gameplay, and I'm so happy to hear you two say gameplay now. Like I look back in like my first episodes in like the 30s, and you motherfuckers are just, oh my god, at 4K resolution.
That happened.
Yeah. Don't
That
deny
actually
it.
happened.
Don't deny it. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you, Patrick, for the question. Next up, we have Parker Hornsby. He said, the recent Star Wars Battlefront backlash has me hoping the gaming community has had enough with the DLC price gouging. Do you think we will ever see a mass market return to the days of single purchase games, or at least a drastic reduction in the cost of DLC? Who wants to take this one first?
We're talking about David and Goliath.
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah.
EA is a massive company, and to see them return back to a time when they were actually wanting to create quality for their consumers, we haven't seen that takedown yet. We saw a lot of pushback with Battlefront, and rightfully so. We saw them take some corrective steps, but I think that was all very reactionary rather than sincerity.
Yeah.
They reacted to us screaming our heads off and being investigated by European markets for gambling.
Amazing. Fucking amazing. That is what they need.
But now I think for them, it's just going to be more clever ways to get around that and still squeeze every penny they can out of us.
Right.
So I don't want to say no to this question that we're not going to see a return, a mass market return. But it's going to take something else. It's going to take something bigger in order for that to happen. I don't think it ever will. Maybe we'll see some gradual corrections over time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
It's very polarized right now because you have indie games who basically follow the model of here's
quality.
Here's a $30, $40 game, and then here's some content later on. Wow, we have AAA titles that are just basically milking you for everything you got.
I was even listening to an interview with the Cuphead developers, and they were talking about how to price their game. I think it was like $20 they ended up pricing it, and then they were consciously deciding like, what should we do? And like they asked him, one of the people interviewing him were like, why didn't you charge $40? I mean, I feel like this game is worth like $30 or $40. They were like, well, $20 is it's that price point where it's just low. It's high enough to where we can make money on it, but it's not high enough to where this is an impulse buy kind of price point. Like you could be sitting there like, I want to get that, like $50 in investment, $20 is an impulse buy.
A day fresh off of paycheck day, and you're like, you know what? I got the funds right now. I can finally get Cuphead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I could see people learning from those kinds of things and like maybe
hopefully
adapting that a little bit, but I don't think like this whole DLC thing's ever going away. We're gonna see it shift. I think games as a service, like microtransactions, this is like a new thing. They're gonna figure out ways to they know that people don't like it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna figure out ways
the
to make it
microtransactions have
better.
shifted from mobile to console now, and to see it corrected is going to take time, unfortunately.
Right.
Maybe it's another 5 years, maybe it's 10 years. I don't know.
Right.
But I think it will be corrected. And it will be, unfortunately, I think somebody's going to have to be laid at the feet of their persecutors.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I think. And someone's going to have to answer for something pretty hard.
Right. The good thing is, going back to the, Goliath
My
analogy.
Goliath analogy.
Yeah. I mean, the stone has been thrown. We've hit Goliath. He's stumbling,
He
but
did not go down.
Will he gather his
But
land on his feet?
who knows?
I don't know.
We'll see.
I mean, it's just been a waterfall right now of just shitting on EA.
There we go.
I don't care. Good. They deserve it.
They deserve it indeed. So, Parker, thank you for the question. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Parker.
Next question we have up is from Jennifer Caps. With the holidays coming up, do a little look back on our favorite. Well, actually, let me rephrase. The holidays coming up, what are some of our favorite memories of, say, opening up our first video game console on Christmas morning, or the anticipation as a kid wanting a certain game for Christmas? So let's talk about some memories to talk about Christmas. You know, first time of getting your console, getting a game. Like, what's something that stands out to you guys?
And 64.
Really?
Yeah. GoldenEye. What was it? Shadow of the Empire. Mario 64 and Star Fox. Those were fucking good times.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like a damn good Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great Christmas. I mean, I don't think they all came out at the same time, but one or two of those were like together or whatever.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because I'm trying to remember if I got it. I remember PlayStation 2. My dad brought it home one day. It was in the back of it. So it was, I think it was right before Christmas. It was like something that, because my dad's always different from my mom in terms of like how he does gifts. Like he's not like he always gets like really awesome gifts, especially when I was a kid. Like he got the greatest gifts, but he wasn't like, you know, as calculated or like as you know, he tended to just get something and then bring it over and was like, hey, check this out. So like before Christmas, I got a PlayStation 2 and he was basically like, hey, come out here. I need help getting something out of my truck. And I go out there and he was like, hey, grab this bag for me. And I grab it and I walk inside. I'm like, what is this? And I open it up. And it's like a PlayStation 2. He's like, Merry Christmas. I was like,
dang, that's
holy
pretty
crap.
cool.
So that was really awesome. So
Great execution.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it wasn't wrapped or anything because he always gets me to wrap stuff. So
Screw that wrapping.
Yeah, it was like, just here you go, check it out. So that was awesome.
That's hilarious. Mine's not necessarily a memory about like getting a great game or anything like that, because my parents were very generous to me during Christmases and my birthdays. I usually, you know, I got the game systems and the games that I wanted. However, one that sticks out in my memory was one Christmas for my Nintendo 64. I got some more controllers that I wanted, and I got Smash Brothers, Blast Core, and I got Resident Evil 2.
Dang.
I had never played a Resident Evil game in my life.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, cool, Resident Evil. All right. Well, apparently a scary game. Let's try it out. Played about 10 seconds and about shit my pants from fear and was like, no.
Like, done.
I was too young. I was way too young to try to really enjoy a scary game.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I went back later and I play a lot of them now and I really enjoy them. But man, at the time, like I vividly remember like looking at the zombie grabbing me from the ground as you're in the streets, like, oh, what's going on? There's a zombie on me. And I just like turned it immediately off and was just like,
you can feel your heart pounding.
Oh, dude, I was terrified.
Yeah. I had the same experience.
Petrified.
Same experience.
Man.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
This looks good for our son.
It was fun.
Look at these pretty zombies.
They didn't know.
It's like, here's the Shining for you. You know, it's
they always. My parents were always the ones who like go to like the game stores, and I was like, what are the cool kids playing nowadays?
Right.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Parents don't know.
Awesome.
It's all right.
Well, thanks, Jennifer, for the question. We appreciate
good
it.
question.
Next one. Actually, this is our final question today. We have from David Bond. This is a lengthy one, so prepare yourself, but it's a very good question. If you were in charge of any game company, any video game company in the industry, what would you change? What would you change about it? So, for example, would you focus more on designing games with a more retro feel that would appeal to older audiences and therefore guaranteed to sell, like Pokemon franchise? So things that are already established that would sell just because it's got the name attached to it? Right. Or would you continue to pursue breaking boundaries in video game gameplay, story, graphics, world building for a new audience? Is creating a new video game franchise a risk you would be more willing to take, or would you rather stick to a tried and true formula for a quick buck? What are your thoughts on the topic?
That is a damn good question.
Take it.
I think good. I think we can all be consistent we'd be EA and we'd change everything about that company. I mean,
I just want to
Star Wars would be a badass game with an actual campaign.
I just want to make Cookie Clicker and just put that out there. But I want to
make all the money.
For every click, you have to pay $1.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
okay.
Oh, dude, you'll be a millionaire.
Yeah, it'll be great. Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Million clicks.
And you got to keep promising that if you click the cookie enough, something happens.
Yes. Yes, but if you buy 100 clicks right now,
Oh, yeah.
limited time only for the
Yeah.
next 10 minutes, you will
Yeah.
get a sale.
Yeah.
and it'll be 20% off those 100.
And you'll also get a loot box for a chance to get more clicks.
more. We just gave a new game concept right there.
Fuck off.
man.
Get out of here.
That's us breaking boundaries right
If
there.
someone makes that, we will hunt you down.
That's trademark.
Yeah, don't do it.
So
do
EA,
it.
what would you change?
Everything. I would get rid of all the microtransactions and go solely back to multiplayer and story-based games. Simple as that. Bring back Star Wars 1313.
Would you? Because I have to ask this because we've seen over the past couple of years now, EA has purchased a lot of good gaming companies
Right.
and dissolved them.
Yeah, I would undissolve them.
Undissolve them. Re-solidify them.
Yes.
Just a button click. You just undissolve.
I don't. That doesn't make sense to me. Why they just get these companies who are like, well, I don't know why we did this. Bye.
Yeah.
It's like poof.
Yeah.
Like give them the resources. You have plenty of money. They can make something
Yeah,
fantastic.
you
now.
can pay for your entire fiscal year with one Madden game. You're fine.
It's like
Yeah.
getting that blank check to
Yeah.
make all your dreams come true,
Mhm.
and then that dreams are just actually a cage where
Yeah.
it closes in on you and
Yeah.
destroys you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's easy as
Good
that.
choice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
EA must
dig it. No, I dig it.
be destroyed.
See, I was thinking you were either going to say that or say, oh, I'm going to be EA and just burn my office building to the ground.
I mean, that's
I mean, you're going to get the same effect out of that.
yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
What about you?
If I were to do it, I mean, I don't think I would jump onto a franchise because there's no franchise out there that I'm like, I would be like, yeah, this is the thing that I want to make the best ever. I would like to, I feel like it's important for your team that's working for you to always feel like they're being challenged. And if you're churning out the same thing, like, you know, if you're doing Pokemon, for example, after 10 years of doing Pokemon, you're going to get tired of doing that. You know, it's going to be something that it's the formula doesn't change a whole lot. I mean, you're trying to innovate a little bit, but it's not going to change significantly. So I think having it to where, you know, maybe having one or two franchises that are like recurring, but then opening up with like every 3 years or whatever, let's come up with new ideas, or every 4 years, let's break ground and do something new, but don't let a franchise go on too long.
Right.
Kind of like
Yeah.
with and if you look Breaking Bad as a TV show, like that went 6 seasons. They could have taken that out to 9 seasons, but they took it 6 seasons because they knew they had to find an end for it.
Right,
And
right.
they've said that with Stranger Things, that they're going to maybe do 2 more seasons and they're done. They're moving on to other things. And I think that's important because you don't want to
let it die.
yeah, let it die eventually, move on to something else. And I mean, for me, that's what is so important is like, I want to be challenged when I come into work, and doing the same Call of Duty every year is not challenging.
Yes.
You know, like
Yes.
eventually it just becomes like, okay, well, how many skin packs do I have to make today? Okay, I got to figure out another way to do the exact same thing I've been doing. You know, it
Sounds wonderful, Brett.
yeah, it's terrible. So that's what I would do is I would get that one money maker in there, and then I would work on other projects that kept my team invigorated
Right.
and interested. And of those projects you're working on, like you're still getting that money, that like structure, that foothold to hold you up, but then you have these other things that you never know which of those other things are going to like hit it big and like do really well. So
Right.
just keep trying and stuff. But
I mean,
Have that piggy
also,
bank.
if I was EA, I'd definitely try to put more money towards indie titles. Be like, here, make something awesome.
yeah,
There's so
yeah,
many good people out there
Yeah.
making good things. And it's
Right.
just, thank you, PlayStation.
yeah.
Basically.
Cool.
Devin.
Mine's gonna be pretty obscure. I'd go back in time and take over Turbine
Wait, who's Turbine?
and
Yeah.
D&D Online.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Did that ever do?
Take off?
Yeah,
No.
but it could have, obviously. Like,
Which is why I would go back and fix it.
yeah. So, what do you think? Like,
What happened?
I mean,
It was
Too soon?
just not a well thought out sort of MMO, and the dungeons were bland and boring. And then obviously, you know, trying to compete with the rest of the MMO market out there, it was competing with a giant like EverQuest.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah. Good luck.
well, the hard part with that too, that I mean, I'm trying to like wrap my head around is like, what would you do with D&D? Like, a lot of the half of the charm is the imagination of the players.
correct.
And with D&D Online, like you're going to have some kind of scripted something.
You're gonna
Now
have to have
Divinity
limitations.
obviously has somehow
This is
fixed
yeah.
that a little
This is
bit.
where I say that if a company would be able to, like, if you could take, for instance, if you could take a company like, let's say, CD Projekt Red, someone who is able to create this amazing, massive world with
Right.
amazingly well thought out stories and NPCs that are in depth and lived and you care about, with locations and cities and atmospheres that are lived in and they feel real. And if you can add a multiplayer element to this, and I say multiplayer as in cooperative adventuring,
right.
that's what I say. Divinity Original Sin is like, we should have had that kind of game years ago. And I just want to see more of that. I would want to see more of that cooperative adventuring games that basically are you and a couple of buddies, and you're going through this either amazing pre-scripted narrative that could be from the MMO itself, or if they're supposed to be like a host DM who could create their own adventure.
Right.
That would be cool. You have a world building aspect of that, and have like a community. Like
Correct, man.
Like say you could obviously it's take fucking forever if you had world building, build your own world, right? But then you have those dedicated servers, and you just jump into someone's world.
Exactly, man.
Holy shit!
sick.
I could make Jarlheim digital.
Oh man.
I would play.
You sell it
we
too.
wouldn't. Oh,
You
man.
can make
Oh, yeah.
money
I can
off
make
of
money
it.
off Jarlheim.
You can make money
Microtransaction, new
yourself.
chest.
You can buy potions at $2.99.
There you go. Awesome. Well, that was a good question as well. Thank you, David, for
good
that question.
David. Thank
Now,
you.
the moment we've been waiting for. We have to pick a winner. So we've had 6 questions actually. What do you guys vote on, or do we just want to say it? What do you? guys
Just
say?
say
We've
it.
already
All right.
voted.
Yeah.
We've already voted. Okay, so the winner of our episode 150 contest of these 6 that you've heard today goes to David Bond.
Put his name up here like a
Right
banner.
there. It's there. It's there. So David Bond had the question that we just talked about. The if you were in charge of a video game company, what would you change? What types of games would you create? We thought that was really well thought out, really elaborate.
Very poignant question.
Good conversation there. Very poignant. So
Loved it.
thank you again to everybody that submitted questions to our episode 150, and we hope in the next 50 we'll have 50,000 more questions come in. We're excited for that.
If we didn't get to your question today, please submit it again. We would love to answer it.
We'll make a discussion topic about it, maybe.
Absolutely. Please send us those questions. We love talking about stuff like this.
Yeah.
So.
And David, look out for your email. We are going to send you one this week and find out
better buy a
what
good
game you
game.
want. So it'll be awesome.
Buy a good game, David. I swear.
Better buy a good one. Better buy a good one. So again, thank you guys for watching and or listening to us. That's going to conclude our discussion topic this week. If there's something you want us to talk about, hello@theinnergamer.net. You can always send us questions. Don't forget to check out our video segment of this on Thursday at youtube.com/theinnergamer. If you're watching, don't forget to head over to theinnergamer.net to catch our full podcast episode for our weekly game impressions and top headlines of the week. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to keep up with all the latest video game news and
Wait, where is
opinions
it?
you care about right here on The Inner Gamer.
It's up here.
It's over
Yeah.
Where's
there.
the link?
Subscribe.
Where's it over here?
Wait,
Subscribe
Subscribe?
here, up my head.
Subscribe.
And then
Subscribe.
It's over there for other things.
It's not above me.
So that's it.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Thanks,
guys.
guys.